Hello, welcome back. So let's get ready to start the next generation. And you can see the turn order change. So we have yellow going first. That is going to throw me off a little bit because there was a nice order to how they were arranged on the table. But yellow, of course, is down here. And it's been a day since I played. And so I'm just reminding myself what's going on. Their successor does have a special ability, but those special abilities don't do anything when you're playing with Nemesis. So ours does, of course, but ours doesn't have any special powers. He just had a now power that happened once, and there's nothing else really to say about it, but let's go ahead and get going here with yellow. We only have 2 cards left in our deck, but we're gonna go ahead and draw one. And in the top row, you can see we're going to do a relationship, and he wants to do it with a legendary first, and we can accommodate that. And there's nothing here on the right, so let's grab a relationship token for yellow, and they take the first available. So I'll go ahead and do that. Oh, and they do get the reward. So the reward here is 3 points. So 1, 2, 3. Yellow is no longer in last place. That honor goes to us. So next up is white, and white is going to buy. Now you can see the little plus sign. Eventually they're going to sell some of these investments, but right now they're buying, and you can see they want to buy a government one. And I apologize, my dog is okay. Back. So they're going to do a government one, which is this one here. And you start with white and you go clockwise around, and the first government one you run into is military. And so, yeah, they're going to invest in the military. Military goes up. You could really make a strong argument that because of this clockwise rule, that the first one in any series is going to be the most heavily invested in. And I think that's true. Is it a bad thing? I don't know. It's just something that I think from your strategy, when you're investing in things, you need to know that. So for example, I probably should invest in this here, knowing that anytime somebody's clockwise rolling to one of these, they're going to invest in that one first. But I do want to invest in my own industries first, just because I know that's going to make a difference. We did find out that scoring is going to happen for both the major and the minor investments, so that's an interesting conundrum for me, because of course the AI is going bonkers with investing. So let's go to purple. Purple is going to do a relationship with me, which that's an interesting one. So we grab a purple token over here, and they're going to come here and get in a relationship with me, which has a star, so I am now solely in last place. And they do get the 20 bucks. So purple will go up 5, 10, 15, 20. Sorry, it's a big stretch for me to get there. And that was a big move for them. Okay, next up is blue. Blue is going to invest in this industry, and this is exactly the scenario I was talking about. Blue, going clockwise, is going to invest here. So we're going to grab a small investment, goes into there, and that industry goes up by 1. And I forgot, I did not forget to move this up, did I? Yeah, we're okay, we're good. I thought maybe I did. So, getting a little worried there. Okay. So after blue is red, and this is the last NPC, and they are going to buy from the same industry, and it's going to be the exact same one. And we're going to go over to red here, grab one of their little investments, and they're going to go into that industry right there, and it's going to go up again. So the exact thing I just predicted is happening. Okay, now it is our turn. We definitely want to get a heirloom, but I would like to, I don't know, I would like to do multiple things, of course. We have a lot of money, so we can definitely invest in some industry, which I think is still the right call. We have a beautiful card here. This one is a wild card, so I can do this to activate my special ability. It only costs 6 gold, which is a lot actually, but I have enough. So I'm very happy with that. There's 2 more relationships here. And then this one is I can decrease one industry value of your choice by 1 level. Maybe you would do that like right before you buy something, or just to hurt somebody else. So which one do? I can, oh, by the way, that last AI card we had flushed this out of the mix. So we got a one that just gives you 3 fame for no cost. That's actually pretty decent. It's just that I don't, like I want these early rounds in my mind strategically is about investing that in something that's gonna pay off for you later. Gaining 3 fame does, it's a direct benefit, yes, but it doesn't like pay off for me later, other than I have 3 more fame. So with that being said, I do want to grab an heirloom, and I want to grab it real quick before somebody else does. So I think this card here is my least favorite one. So I'm going to play it for the heirloom effect. Okay. So when I'm trying to grab an heirloom, I have to check, do I have a relationship with them? No. I don't have a relationship, good or bad, with them, because I'm trying to grab this heirloom right here from yellow. They're level 1 frame stock offering. Okay. Now, the reason I'm grabbing this is because like I said, this is the one that's going to get triggered a lot, and I want to get points. Every time that's triggered, I want to be there for the party. Okay. So what do you have to do when you steal an heirloom? Well, the first thing you have to do is you have to flip it over to the steal the heirloom side, and I have to pay these 2 resources. So I happen to have them right here. So those are easily paid. Then the next thing I have to do is I have to spend 1 fame and give it to that person. So I'm going to lose 1 fame, and yellow gains 1 fame. And that's pretty standard. The only time you don't pay that is if you're stealing from a rival, which I have 3 rivals, but only one of the 3 rivals is actually playing in the game. So maybe not a great choice on my part, but I think this was an excellent pickup. And yes, now I should be able to score some fame. And you can see here, there's the 2 industries, the factory and the books. And right now, the factory and the books are both near the top. So they're both worth 2 fame at the moment. So whenever that cashes in, if I select the action, I get to do both. So I would get 4 fame. If they select the action, I'll get to choose one of them. So I would just choose whichever one gives me the most. All right. With that said, that's my turn. Let's go back to yellow. And yellow on the second turn is going to invest in the same industry. So we're going to grab one of these. Now yellow starts here, and they've already invested in this one. They've already invested in that one. So they're going to go over to here and invest into this one, which is still, you can see that's a controlled one. So they're going to invest like so. All right, next. Oh, yellow is discarding the middle action card. I'm doing that a little bit off camera here. Okay, next is white. They're going to do a relationship with us, and you can see there's nothing else. So white, relationship token with us. So this is going to push down, and so they're going to get 4 fame. 1, 2, 3, 4, and they get 20. 5, 10, 15, and 20. They're just steamrolling. Okay, next is purple. Purple is going to form a relationship with the military guy, and the bottom card gets flushed. So we're going to flush out that bottom card. And what do we say this was? This was purple, right? Yes, purple. Relationship with the military. So they're going to go here. They're going to get 2 items and 2 fame. So we're going to give them their 2 fame. And then we randomly give them 2 items. I'll just give them 2 more gems. Purple, by the way, is accumulating a whole bunch of them. All right, so purple's turn is done. Next is blue. Blue is going to grab their own heirloom, which is fine. Blue already has 2 of them, 0 and level 1. So now they're going to grab a level 2. So they now have 3 heirlooms. And then we move on. Oh, blue is flushing the bottom card. Now we move on to red. Red is doing a relationship with the inventor, and there's no flush. So relationship with the inventor is going to go right here, and that gives them 2 resources. So just going to grab 2, put them on, and red's got a nice little collection as well. And let's keep going. It is now our turn. Okay, we can't do any of these yet because we have to at least play 2 cards, and that's why they haven't done it either. We still have the trigger our special action, and then we have this, or we can do what's over here. So what is over here? Well, we have Robber Baron, relationship, draw 2 player cards, which gives us 2 more actions potentially. We have... And you could argue maybe that is worth it because we won't be able to trigger those global effects, but the AI is triggering them for us. So if we're okay with the AI triggering the global effects, we can play 2 more action cards, and then that allows us to do things like invest and continue to form relationships or buy more heirlooms, right? There is an argument to be made that that's more powerful than doing the global effects right now, because some of these global effects don't get us much. So I guess, there is something to be said there, and it's free to do. The other ones, we have form relationship with the socialite, with the researcher, and then the socialite again, and then both of these are legendary. And then, of course, you can collect resources if you need to do that. To get our next level 2 heirloom, we need a gem, an iron, and a brush. We have a brush. That's it. So you could argue, okay, you could do this for the gem, but I think a much more efficient thing to do is to form a relationship and get 2 resources because, 2 is better than 1. And then as you move to the right, you might potentially get more of these bonuses along the way, whereas cashing this in for a gem is just a one-time deal. So I think this game is always about delayed gratification. That's the word I'm looking for, delayed gratification. Invest in something now that's going to, there's a delay, but you're going to get some kind of reward later for it. And you might even get a reward now, but you'll get more stuff later. So anyways, that's my thought. So what do we do is the question. I think our special action here is something we can wait to do until later. Like we don't have to do it right here, right now. I am actually going to do what we said we were going to do. And I remember at the beginning, or yesterday when I was recording, I was saying I thought this was silly because the AIs are going to, force the round to end. But it just means I'm not going to be selecting these, and I'm okay with that. I'm going to exchange this card with this one, and then I'm going to play this one to draw 2 more cards. And that's going to give me, because I only have 1 card in my hand, which means I'm only going to have 1 more action I can do, and then I'm forced to take one of these. By drawing 2 more cards, these actions are now in my hand, and I can continue to play. And look at that. I got another one of these, so I can do 2 special actions, which is really good. And then this one's also really good. I can invest in my own industry. Oh my gosh, this couldn't have come out any better. So unfortunate part is I only drew 2 cards. That's all I did this particular turn, but I think that all 3 of these actions are going to be better than me being in control of one of these. Okay, we're back to yellow. So it's now the 3rd turn for them. So they're going to grab an opponent's heirloom. And yellow, I'm just making sure I don't get the rule wrong. Grabs the lowest valid available level of its opponent's heirlooms. In case of a tie, the NPC will take the heirloom from the player with the highest industry value. If there is still a tie, okay, yeah. So the yellow player still needs a level 1 heirloom. The highest industry value is books, which is us. And it's actually also the yellow player, but he can't take his own, or she. She can't take ours either because we have our level 1's stolen already. So she's got to take somebody else's level 1. The level is the priority in this decision tree. So then if you look here, the next one is military, factory, and the artist. So the military, of course, would be this guy. The factory would be yellow herself, which she can't do. And then the theater is what I meant to say. The theater is this one. So it's between yellow and red, but this one, the level 1's already gone, so it's going to take the level 1 red token, which is unfortunate. This is another one we were planning on stealing maybe. Well, actually, we can't steal a level 1 anymore anyway, so that's fine. So they're going to steal red's level 1. And they do pay the fame whenever they steal. They will pay the fame. So by stealing the red one, see, red is actually their rival right here. So they don't have to pay. Very interesting. So thematically, it worked out really well. Okay, so heirloom is officially stolen. Next up is white, third action, socialite, and then top card flushes. Okay, white. This is the last relationship for white. And it's going to go here on the socialite track. And going to get 6 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. White is technically in the lead. All right, next up is purple. Invest in yellow. So I'm looking over at purple. And purple is located here. And so the first investment will, of course, be this one. And that one will move up 1. And that also flushed the middle card. And then blue. They want to do this, and they can. So they're going to do the global, because as long as 2 cards are placed, they can do. So they're going to do the global action as their top priority. So which global action are they going to do? They're going to do the... It doesn't say. So we got to do it in order then. So they will do this one, where they're going to advance relationships and collect benefits. Their top choice is always to move their foundation or to get gold, which moves their foundation. So we're going to have to do that one. And this was, which player? This is blue. Okay, so looking at the relationships that are on the board, blue only has 1, which makes it simple. So they're going to cash this one before it moves, so blue gets 1 point. And then all relationships move 1 space. And it always helps to do it clockwise so you don't forget any. And then, of course, watch me miss one. Okay, now everybody gets their payouts. So starting with blue again, they get 1. Red gets 1 for up here. Red gets a resource, which I'm going to try to grab. Sorry about that. My dog is barking again. Okay, sorry about that. Dog was barking again. All right, so we did blue, we did red. Let's do white now. White is going to score a point from this. White scores 2 more for that one. Going around, white gets 3 more for this one. Boy, they're getting a lot of fame, aren't they? Okay, so they're done. And then we go to purple. Purple's going to get 2 fame and $6. So 2 fame, and they're going to get 1 bump because everything's in increments of 5 now. So next up is, let's see. Oh, white gets 6 more, so they get a bump. I missed that. Green. Green gets 4, plus 4 is 8, so they will get 1 bump, because they don't have enough for 10. And then, that was us. Yeah. Oh, hold on. We don't get bumped. We get $8. I keep forgetting what color I am. All right, I get $8. So I'm just going to grab a 10 here and put 2 back. And okay, there was one color I know I didn't do yet. It was yellow. Yellow gets $4, which gives them nothing, because $4 is not enough to bump them. Okay, sorry about that. All right, now we go to red. I have to shuffle some cards. I'll draw their next card. We are on their 3rd action. The blue player also has to draw a face-up card. So the blue player's special thing is the acrobat symbol. Looks like a little puppet, and both of this one has the acrobat symbol. So that's the one they're going to choose. That is their priority. So blue has selected their next one. They were supposed to have a card. In fact, we are too. I was supposed to deal those out. I apologize. Everybody's supposed to have a card. And so what I'm going to do is, when it's their turn to pick a successor, we'll just draw a card for them. But this is my card. This is an interesting one. Buy a minor investment at no cost. I like this one. It's not, the symbol doesn't match, but it's a really nice one. So I'm very happy with that. Okay, we get back to red now. Their 3rd action is they're going to invest in the government. So let's do that. I'm going to grab an investment from red, and red is situated here, and the first government one is the military. So the military goes up. And just like that. Now it's back to our turn. And we got all kinds of awesome options. One of them, of course, is investing, and then we got our 2 personal options. I'm actually going to hold on to the 2 personal options. Let's get the investment out there right away. So I'm going to go ahead and invest in one of these, and I want to invest in our science, which is the one we haven't invested in yet. And let's do a heavy investment. So I'm going to go ahead and look up our science here, and you can see it's there, and it's worth $4. So 4 times 5 is 20, and we have plenty of money. So I'm going to take $20, put it in the bank, and take out a heavy investment, put it in science, and that's going to cause science to bump up by 2. So very good, very well done. I'm very happy with that action. Now we go back to yellow. They're on their 4th action. And you can see they're grabbing the other mandatory one, which means this round might end before we get to go. That part I'm not real happy about. But let's see. They're going to go ahead and do the other mandatory action. And this is who again? Yellow. So yellow is going to resolve the current event. The thing to make sure is that the arrow is down, so they're going to choose the bottom event. The event is oriented by the number, so this is the up. So the one down is decrease manufacturing and law industry values by 1. This is the one that they chose. So manufacturing is this one and law is that one. So they at least give you the pictures. I really appreciate that. So manufacturing goes down by 1, and law, who nobody's invested in yet, is now even cheaper. And then it's triggering the science. And the lowest person is us. So we get to pick. And this is an endgame one. How do I know that? We are now in the 2nd generation. And so see here, there's the first one is an hourglass. I'm trying to get this to focus. Maybe if I get my thumb out of the way. Come on, dude, focus. Okay, the leftmost one is an hourglass, and that one's an RIP symbol, and then there's an hourglass and an RIP symbol. We're in the 2nd generation, so we're doing the RIP, which is end game. So, and remember, it was a light bulb, so I got to go over here, and like this one doesn't count. This is 1, that's 1, and that's 1. So I got those 3 to choose from. And which one will I take? I need to take something that's going to benefit me and not those jerks. So, earn 1 fame for every 50 gold you possess. Of course I'm going to take that one. They don't have any gold. Haha. This is like the ultimate killer against them. Earn 6 fame for each unique impact icon. I mean, they could actually have that. Earn fame equal to 3 times the level of each heirloom. Yeah, they would score points on both of these, but they will score 0 points on this one. I am the only one that would score. So that's working out in my favor. And that's also going to show up as an endgame scoring condition. So very, very happy about that. I guess it's good that I'm a loser and I got to choose. I honestly don't know if they would have chosen that one because they choose the one with the highest number. This one had an 11, just for giggles. Let's see what the other numbers were. There was an 8 and a 6. So the arrow was pointing down, so they would have chosen the number 6. So they would not have chosen the one that I picked. So anyways, off we go. That was the yellow player. Now it is, middle card gets flushed. I always forget to check that. The white player, bottom card gets flushed. White player is not going to trigger a global action, which is helping us because we want more actions. But they're going to take their own heirloom. So we're going to go ahead and help them do that. They currently have a level 1 heirloom, so they're going to take their level 2, and they get that. Okay, now we move on to purple. Purple is going to flush the middle card. And they're going to buy industry in the red district, or the people type. So this is, what color is this again? Purple. So purple's going to buy, this is their last minor investment. And they start here, so they got to go all the way around. They already bought this one, so they're going to buy the painting, the Mona Lisa looking one. And so that moves up by 1. Okay, next up is blue. There's no flushing, and they're going to do this one, which is the, I think that's the dividend one. So yeah, they're going to do the global dividend one, which yes, is this one. You can see the picture. So everybody collects dividends, and they're going to collect times 2. So we gotta be careful here, and just let's just start with a color, and I'm gonna start with blue because they're the ones that get the double. So blue, you can see, has the camera and the factory. And I apologize with the shaky camera. So they have the camera and the factory. And so the camera should be here, and the factory is there. So 5 plus 4 is 9, times 2 is 18. And they get it in format of this, so they're only going to bump up 3 times. They lose the 3. Okay, and then we're going to just, I'm just going to follow the colors around. So we're going to go to purple next. And then purple has investments in 1, 2, 3, 4. So the military is 6. This is 5 for 11. This is 4 for 15. This is 5 for 20. Oh, they got a perfect 20. That's a nice bump for them. 5, 10, 15, 20. Okay, so they bumped up. Okay, next up is red. So red has this for 5, this for 5 more for 10, and this one for 6 more, but that's only going to be 15 bump for them. Okay, red is done. White. White has this for 6, and that's it. So white is going to bump 1 time. And then us. We have this for 6, and this, oh gosh, I'm adding them all up wrong. Holy cow. Okay, here's the mistake I made. I'm adding up this number here. This is the dividend right here. So I got to go back and correct everything. Oh boy. Okay, so for blue, we ended up getting 9 times 2 is 18. So I'm going to move blue back 3 spaces. And then what blue really got was the camera, which is 2, And the industry, which is another 2, that's 4. Blue got nothing. Well, okay, that gets multiplied by 2, so blue got 5. Okay, let's go back around. Okay, purple, we gave a crap ton to. I think it was 20. This was 5, 9, 14, and 6 is 20. So purple is going to go back 1, 2, 3, 4, because we've got to redo theirs. So going through, it's 2, 4, 6, and 5 is 11. So they move up 2. Okay, so now let's move on to red, and we gave them 5 plus 6 is 11. We gave them 2 bumps. I'm going to take them back down. Red instead gets 7, which is 1 bump. Okay, then we go to white, and white, I gave 1 bump to white, and that is correct. And so now we go to us. So we got to do this again. So the science and the book are both at 5 each, so we get $10. And then last but not least is yellow, who has quite a few investments. So we got 5 for yellow, and then this one is 2 for 7. Actually, those are the only ones. Oh no, they also have science for 5. So yellow gets 2 bumps. My apologies for that mistake, but we did get it corrected. One thing I forgot to do is this here, I believe was the which player was this? I forgot to do the successor. So this is currently blue. That was purple. That was white. So yellow was the one that was supposed to get a successor. So let's go look at yellow here. They get to grab this one right here, and that symbol does not match. So then we'll grab one from, because they were supposed to be dealt 1. And so then they pick the higher number. This one is 35. So this gets tossed, and then this is their successor. So yellow does have a second successor picked, and it's worth 20, 5, 10, 15, 20, and I apologize. So now this one is blue, and we got to do a similar thing. Blue is going to draw 2 cards, 1 because they were supposed to be dealt 1, and then 1 because they get 1 now. You know what? We did blue already. Blue's already done 1. Never mind. So blue doesn't get another 1. Blue is the one that triggered the other one. So now we go to red's turn. So my apologies again. So we're on the 4th card. So red is going to go after the heirloom gold is what they're triggering. That's this one right here. So we're going to put that up. So red gets both industries. Oh, actually, red gets to count it as if they had an extra heirloom. And red only has 1 heirloom right now. And it's military, which is good, and then the education. So they both pay out. And so now we're going to do what this is. So military is going to pay out 6, but the education pays 4. So they're going to have 10. And then they get to count it as if they had another heirloom. So they're going to get 20. So 5, 10, 15, 20. And before I continue, I keep forgetting to do the heirs. So I'm going to draw these, and this one matches red. So red is going to take this, and they get 10 more. So I'm just going to get that out of the way because I always forget to do that for them. And now we're going to go around. So white goes next, and they got 3 sets of heirlooms, all with the same symbols. It is the painting and the theater. So the theater is 5 and the painting is 4 for 9 times 3 is 27. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Oh, no, look. These, now that you get here, they jump up by, you got to get 25 at a time or they don't move. So this might be how we catch up to the AI, because the AI is maxed out here at 150. They need to get 25 more to go to that next jump. And if they don't, I don't round up. So he's stuck. That's interesting. Okay, then we get to us. Our heirloom, we only have one. It is the science in the books. And so the science in the books, though, are both positioned really well for us. We get $12. All right, so we got decent money going on. Next, we go to yellow. Yellow has just one heirloom. It is this one, which is books and factory. So they share similar stuff with us, so it's 11 for them. And yellow will bump twice. And then we go to blue. Blue has 3 heirlooms that are camera and painting, which are both here. So that's 8 times 3 is 24. That's blue. 5, 10, 15, 20, and that's all the further they'll go. And then purple. Purple has one heirloom, which is the factory and the camera. So that's 9, so purple will bump once. Okay, so that concludes that. We've now done 2 of the 4 blue that are necessary, and we get one more action. We are likely not going to get another action. So they're going to probably end the round. But the good news is we get to keep the card for the next round. So it's no harm, no foul. So I'm going to play this, and we're going to play this and use our special ability. So I'm going to spend $6. And our special ability, it says, actually, if I saved them both, I can use it to reduce them by 25. Because next century, it's going to be worth more. Whereas this century, I'm only going to get 10. Oh, that's actually a really interesting concept. I'm going to save both my cards. We're going to use those next round. Yeah, I like that. All right, but then what do we do? That means we're triggering something to cause the end game. And I think I'm going to trigger this one. This one would be nice because they don't get the bank to back them up. And if they pay 20 gold, that's great. But that 20 gold is not going to get them over the 25. So white is still stuck. And if I do this, the bank will back me, so I'll move up 40 points. That's a really nice one. It'll help me to catch them, if you will. This one over here, and the whole point of catching them is not because I want to go first, but because whatever points they're going to get at the end of the game for being way up on their influence, I'm going to be negating it. Now, this is the other one. This one, if I take this, I get to move both of my industries up by 1, which just overall is going to make my stock worth more. But I don't gain anything for it. I just get to move my industries, and that's it. So I think that what hurts them the most is this one, because moving the industries up would be great. It definitely helps me, don't get me wrong, but this one hurts them because I'm preventing them from getting a foundation boost. So I'm going to go ahead and take this one. And yes, I will pay my 20 gold, and then the bank's going to match me, and I get to move up 40 points. So 10, 20, 30, 40. Still doesn't even get me in the area that they're in, but it'll get me close. I get to draw a card, and we pick one. And now I got a dilemma. I told you I really like this one because I get to put a minor investment. This one is matching my symbol, but I remove all relationship tokens on your track when this successor retires, and I lose 1 fame for each token removed. There's 2 tokens currently on my track, so I would lose 2 fame for it. I would get to unlock 1 more component, and I do get to move up 20 on the foundation track, but then I'm going to lose some fame here. This one gets me a minor investment for free, and I'm actually going to do that. I like that a lot, so I'm going to go ahead and take it. And I did like the option of unlocking a token, but the minor investment for free is really good, and I'm going to put it in the books. And so that'll give me the effect of the other thing that I wanted to do, which was raise my industry. So I was able to raise the books up without even having to do anything else. So I sort of got the best of both worlds there. Okay, my turn is over. Interestingly enough, I'm holding on to these for the next round because they'll be more powerful in the next round. That's an interesting strategy. I like it. So we go to the next round where we are now on yellow, and yellow is doing the bottom action, and this is going to happen, and that will end the game. And they're choosing exactly the one that I thought they would. They're going after the heirloom fame, so that's going to happen right now. All right, so yellow already picked their successor, so we don't have to worry about that. And they do have one for generating fame, and it gets it based on military and education. So the military gets them 2 fame, and the education gets them 1. And they get to add both because they're the one that selected it. So yellow will get 3 fame. Okay, so now I'm going to just go along. There are 0 on blue, 0 on purple. Red has 1. Science and books, they'll choose books. Because remember, they only get to choose 1. The books will get them 3 fame. White has none. And then, ta-da, we have 1. Books or factory, and we raised the books, which was perfect. So we get 3 fame. 1, 2, 3. So we get in on the action. And sorry for the wobbly camera there. All right, so then this flips over. The round's over. So first thing we got to do is we have to give out compensation. And I'm trying to put the camera in a way that's not going to bump the other components. The compensation you can see there, starting with white, everybody who hasn't taken a turn this round gets compensation. And they're all choosing the 10 fame, or 10, the 10 foundation points. What's interesting, though, is white doesn't move if they get 10 foundation points. And even if they take the 20 gold, they still don't move. So white doesn't, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give white a resource because they at least score something for that. They don't score anything for the other 2. So purple will bump 2. Now you could argue, hey, why aren't they taking the gold, which gives them more foundation points? Excuse me. More foundation points than the fame. The rules explicitly say that they choose the foundation first. So we did purple, blue, and red are both going to bump up 2. And then we get to choose something, and what we choose is not going to be, we could choose the 20 gold, we can choose the 10. I actually think I'm going to choose a resource. I'm going to take a gem because I'm trying to get up to having another heirloom. And unlike them, we actually have to choose things. So, okay, so that compensation is done. Next, players who do not put up a successor has to now. So we're going to start with white here. White has this successor, which does not match and does not give them any bonus. So that was a big waste for white. Boo-hoo on them. We have one. The only other player that doesn't have one is purple. So purple's card was this, and that does match. So they're going to unlock a token, but they get nothing else. So which token will they unlock? We're going to go ahead and do a relationship one. So whatever one they have the least of. Okay, so that's done. We're going to discard the player card market and all played player cards. So the 3 cards that we played get discarded, and same with the market. And all the cards get consolidated because the entire market is going away because we're no longer in the first generation. We're moving on to the second generation, which is going to be this one. And so those market cards are going to come out, and then we will get dealt 3 of them. So there's 1, 2, upside down, 3, and then I'm going to deal 3 to myself, but I'm not going to look at them at the moment. And those go there. There will be 2 new, I know I'm a little off camera here, but I just dealt out 2 new of those. The event card was supposed to go away. that was played. And we were supposed to actually, you do get to see the next event that was coming. I haven't really looked at them, as you know, but both of these would be revealed. You always see the one that's in the current round and then the next one, which of course we're moving to the next round, which now is becoming the current round. Okay, let's keep going. Advance the generation tracker and perform. So the century just ended, so that advanced to 3 there. And so we got a couple of things going on that are extra. Remove all player cards from the current century from play. Oh no! Oh no! I don't get to do these. That was a big rule misunderstanding on my part. I don't get to keep these because we're switching centuries. Oh, crap, crap, crap. What a great strategy this would have been in the beginning, though. Like at the beginning of the century. Oh my gosh. So, my apologies. I lose these cards, folks. I don't get to use them. The actions I did were decent enough, I guess. Yeah. Oh gosh, that hurts. All right. Well, anyways, it is what it is. Each player scores fame based on the top-up, face-up century end scoring tile. And then after centuries 1 and 2 only, turn the legendary figure and place the relationships, etc. Okay, so let's do the bottom parts first. This figure gets revealed, and he will move the foundation by 25, 50, 100. And then I'm going to put the camera down, and you're going to get to see a lot of stuff happen. First of all, the exploration action, which we've never done, changes. Before it was 2 gold for every card played, and then you get to draw 2 successor cards. Now it's 10 gold for every card played, and you get to draw 1. I think the exploration action is really weak. Nobody really does it. The next thing is you can see in front of you is the mogul spot. So that's the mogul spot. What's happening is era 2 comes out. So now this falls into that indented spot on the board. So the payouts just increased. And so it's now a lot more lucrative to have a relationship with the mogul. And then so every one of these is coming out. So for example, this is the one for me. And then we have, this is the researcher. I'm gonna try to put the camera down. Here's the one for the general. And then the robber baron. And the politician. Again, let's move the camera. The socialite. The performer. And then the thief. So everybody gets level 2. The other cool thing that happens is the stock board changes. So you saw, you can see like this is worth 2 gold, 3 gold, 4 gold, 5 gold with a 2 and 5 dividend. And now this pops in, and just switching centuries all of a sudden made everything worth more. And then this comes in, and so this guy here was worth 7 gold. Now it's worth 15. And its dividend went up to 10 instead of the 6 or whatever that it was at. So everything just got worth a little bit more just because time passed. So our investments, again, they're paying off, right? We haven't cashed them out yet, but they are doing something for us. The money is working for us. So that's that. These would refresh. And I know I got to do that scoring still, so let's do that next. Okay, so we take the topmost scoring tile, and we're going to score this. And if you haven't remembered, I'm going to earn fame based on the value of your major investments. So whatever those are worth on the track, that's the fame you score. And I got to use the old track. I don't think I used Century 2 yet. It's got to be Century 1. So so those new tiles I just put in aren't quite in yet. So I do need to do this first. So there are no major investments on any of the AI. because the AI rules, they have to do all their minor investments first. Some of them did spend all their minor investments, but they needed to have one more investment action to get their major out. I'm the only one that got a major out, and I got 2 of them. And it's in science and books. So I'm going to flip this over because this is now done. This won't ever score again. And then I need to take the stock board. We need to temporarily put these to the side because the books in the science are 7 and 6. Okay, so my heavy investment is times 5. So 7 times 5 is 35, and 6 times 5 is 30. So I just scored 65 fame for that, and the AI scored 0. So this is me exploiting the AI and some of their tactics. So 65 points for me. I'm at 8. So 65 would be 70. 8 and 5 is 13, 73, right? So I just shot all the way around to here, and the next closest one is way over there. So I'm way ahead of them in points right now. When you're playing against Autobots that cheat, you gotta exploit the things that they're not doing. Or, to this point, you know they're always gonna choose this, so make sure you're scoring along with them. Or, you know, take this away from them so they don't get to do that action. You know, it's that kind of stuff. This next time we score, they're gonna get to score for all their minor investments, and look at that. All of his minor investments are gone. They got 1 gone, 2, every one of them's gone. There's gonna be a lot of scoring on their part this next time. Now, I got 1 of them gone, so I'm gonna at least score some. But yeah, I got some catching up to do before the next score happens. Okay, I think that is everything. We moved to Era 2, or Century 2, if you want to put it that way. And we would redo turn order. So white would be first, then yellow, then red and blue. It would be whoever's higher up in the fame. So red would be next, then blue, then, oh, I'm sorry, purple would be before both of them, and then I'm dead last still. Okay, that ends the round. We got our 3 cards. I'm gonna grab my successor card. And yes, you're supposed to deal 1 to everybody else as well, but like I said, we'll just do it as we go. This is not our symbol, but we get to put an unused investment token on an empty, non-mandatory global action. Only I get to use that. It's an okay one. I would maybe prefer a different one. The 2 that came out, we do have 1 that matches us, so we may want to do a global action. When acquiring an heirloom, you must pay 1 additional resource, so that actually hurts us. But it does match our symbol and gives us 20 points. So yeah, I don't know how much I like that one. Okay, that's it, end of round, and I will see you in the next video. As always, stay awesome.